free country and we are free to do what we...
She's a nurse, right? There's no way. You sound pretty defensive. Yes, because I sound pretty defensive because you're so unenlightened. More proof is Mount Rushmore. How do you explain that? Okay, I love you. Okay, that's actually pretty funny, chatter. Fuck you. I've made that joke before. That's awesome. Oh, that's really good.
We want bullshit. As soon as we're born, we are jabbed dozens of times. And yes, this is without your parents' consent because they don't have a choice. Unless you're Amish. Then you're signed away to the government via birth certificate. Yes, you're giving a number because America is a corporation.
This is my bit. This is my bit. I've done this as a bit. There's no way she's saying this unironically. This is literally my bit. Oh my God. I have talked about this so many times. Like, conservatives will describe basic functions of government and basically hope that you don't understand it. And they describe it with like a scary tone. And I've literally done this before. I've talked about your social security number. When you're born, the government assigns you a number. She's doing that. She's doing the bit.
Your parents do not have a choice whether they want to send you to school or not. It is required. It is mandatory. Or your parents get fined, imprisoned. This is where indoctrination starts. And if you want any kind of success within the system, you have to pursue predetermined jobs. A job in which you can only get if you study predetermined subjects. Is this ringing any bells yet? After all this, you will then get a job, which will determine everything. The time you go to sleep, what time you need to wake up, and what free time we get for ourselves. In fact, if you want to do anything outside of your normal work hours, you have to get permission.
Bro, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. She's so close. How? Dude, these people are so nuts. They're so nutty. How does this work? How do you get this way? This is like, she's so close to just being like, I dream of a future where man could just fish in the morning and do poetry at night and, walk the factory assembly line for an hour in the middle of the day. Like, what is happening? It's literally fucking, this is Karl Marx, okay? What she is describing is what Marx described as well, which is odd because this is what no fucking materialist analysis does to a motherfucker, because you go from that to literally being like, and they're doing this to give you vaccines that make you a homosexual.
Does this sound like freedom to you, or am I going crazy? They own all the air, land, and water.
You murdered that quote, though? Man, shut up. You think I fucking remember dense-ass every fucking aspect of it? You got the vibe of it. Am I wrong? That's what he said. I think he said fishing at a certain point. And I remember philosophy was another thing. But, like, I don't fucking remember the exact things that he was... You know what? Now I'm going to look it up. God damn it. Let's see if I can find it. Thank you, chatter. In a communist society where nobody has one exclusive sphere of activity, but each can become accomplished in any branch he wishes, society regulates the general production and thus makes it possible for me to do one thing today and another tomorrow, to hunt in the morning, fish in the afternoon, rear cattle in the evening, criticize after dinner, just as I have a mind without ever becoming hunter, fisherman, herdsman, or critic. There you go. Fishing was not in the morning, but in the afternoon, okay? Shut the fuck up! You got the vibe, okay? Karl Marx be like, why work long hour for low pay when boss works short hour for high pay? I mean, he did say that too. This is actually a great analogy. Yes. It's like Aiden Ross starting to take care of himself, then saying his positive results were a consequence of him not masturbating, and not because he was like literally going to the gym consistently and eating better. It's that, and quitting drinking alcohol. It's like, bro, that, like, how are you so dense? Like, how does this happen? It's always it's always right answer, wrong equation, not right equation, wrong answer.
If you want to travel or move anywhere, you need permission. If you want a roof over your head, you got to do it via the system. You need to get a mortgage or start paying rent in a predetermined location, in a predetermined house. Even though there's all this empty land everywhere, is this ringing any bells? But we're free, right? Then after working a 8 to 12 hour day, you sit down and watch TV, where we are force-fed all of their agendas and propaganda. You guys ever notice that any independent news stations or media get canceled real fucking quick? Say anything that goes against their narrative and you are, by the very least, canceled, shadow banned, thrown in prison. Remember the peaceful protesters? Still in prison. Like I have been saying.
Is she talking about January 6th? She ain't talking about she's talking about January 6th. That's sick. Yo, she's so special. This is, ooh, I love her. Goddamn. Dude, there's no fucking way. Like, how are you like this? How can you be like this? Like, oh. Okay. Every aspect of a bourgeois capitalist government and living in bourgeois capitalist society, okay, is in Western liberal capitalist nations, every aspect of your culture and your development is supposed to reinforce you being a product of the system, you doing the right things, you being a fucking widget worker at the widget factory. So technically, if you want to get into the philosophy of it, she's not wrong. It's just the problem is that she has no answers for it, and she just immediately goes into, that's why they locked up the January 6th guys. So whenever she says like, oh, independent media gets canceled or shadow banned, she's not talking about like someone who is breaking through the neoliberal, constantly rent-seeking, endless conquest-loving mainstream media. She's talking about people who are outside of the boundaries of that because they want to do all the same things that CNN and Fox News is talking about, but they want to be even more violent. Okay? She's talking about fucking Alex Jones, a person who recognizes the inherent oppressive constructs and wants it to be worse than it already is, to a degree where, like, even the other people who would be more aligned with someone like Alex Jones would fucking look at him and go, nah, dog, you went too far.
Freedom is just an illusion. Wake up. Anyway, they own everything we need to survive. The water, the food, heating, electricity, the land. And if they could, they would probably tax you on the air you breathe.
She's like, yeah, see, getting mad at like the taxes component of this is so stupid. She's like, everything. she's about to talk about the enclosures. Enclosures of the commons happen when a state military apparatus was cultivated originally by feudal overlords and also monarchies. These were all our lands. We used to use them ourselves. You know, there was a time and place when man would use the land adequately for their own purpose. We made our own hours. We don't do that no longer. Borders are a stain. No, she's not saying any of that, though, of course. She's going to fucking turn around and say instead that, the government's main purpose of doing all this is for homosexuality.
They'll find a way. Just think about this. So they're rolling in these 15-minute cities, right? Because of climate change. What if you were to travel outside the zones of these 15-minute cities? Remember, they're rolling in electric cars, right? Who's to say these cars can't be programmed to shut off if you go out of limits? I will bet anyone that shit is gonna happen.
Oh, why every fucking time, dude? What is going on, brother? Oh, every time. Like in a 15-minute city, I can't sit in my car in the Walmart parking lot and make these videos. They're going to make it illegal. Why? Kaya's being so cute right now.
And then if things aren't bad enough, you have the new currency rolling in, CBDC. Electronic money.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The fucking central bank digital currency shit. It's so awesome. These people are all one note. Dude, there are a lot of normies around you. I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of normies around you that are getting fucking TikTok pilled, okay? And they're not even getting it from TikTok. They're getting it from Instagram too, because TikTok is like, Instagram is downstream of TikTok. They are literally like, they're hearing some of the dumbest shit. You don't understand. If somebody around you starts talking about BRICS nations, okay, how the entire global currency and the petrodollar is shifting away from the dollar, and how the American government is actually building its own cryptocurrency, know that you are talking to someone who is fucking so Instagram and TikTok pilled, okay? Hasan, you talk about that. Yeah, I talk about it to criticize how much people fucking think it's like, world changing or whatever, okay? I'm telling you right now. I'm thankfully the only person in my life that knows about BRICS. I had a client at work tell me that within a year the currency is going to be electronic currency thing, and I was like, okay. Yeah. And then, you know what's really funny about it? They always fucking talk about, and I do, like the old school politics enjoyer in me appreciates this. They always talk about going back to the gold standard. They always talk about how, we got to go back to the gold standard. The dollar needs to be pegged to a natural resource like gold. Okay. And that, like, and that in and of itself is literally, that is so old school sovereign citizen Ron Paul shit. Like, that's literally Ron Paul. And these guys are doing it, but this time from a completely different angle. You know? It's awesome. It's so sick. If they're even slightly more online, they start saying cryptocurrencies will replace fiat currencies. Well, that's what they're talking about. The central bank digital currency. That's what they mean. When they're talking about that, they're like, government's making crypto.
Which can also be programmed to turn on and off. Or can also be programmed to not allow you to spend money outside of your 15-minute city. This is great. You guys, what's the definition of a prisoner? It's someone who feels confined or trapped by a situation. I don't know about you, but I fucking do. I'm just guessing, just going out on a limb here, that 99% of you watching this right now feel like a prisoner. It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep.
I just like, this breaks my brain because like there are so many components in her commentary that describes the very